Hi, everyone. Meghan Markle recently unveiled her Christmas special, and here's the short version. The guests didn't exactly look thrilled to be there, and her holiday advice was so meaningless it won't be useful to anyone, ever. Basically, we got 56 minutes of absolute fluff. Even Cartman would sit through this only to come up with a few snarky jokes. So today, it's basically a satirical Christmas episode in the style of South Park, but with Meghan Markle running the show instead of Cartman, and instead of a cozy little town, we're stuck on a rented Netflix soundstage with a sign reading, "Without love, Meghan." Also without ratings, and by the looks of it, without a future on TV. They're trying to sell us this show as a warm family holiday special, full of tradition and heart, but in reality, it's an hour-long marathon of self-admiration. Stan Marsh from South Park would just sigh and say, "I guess sincerity didn't even get an invite to this show." So settle in. We're about to tear apart Meghan's fake Christmas special piece by piece. Imagine the boys from South Park turning on Netflix and saying, "Looks like Meghan decided to out-Cartman." But let's start with the biggest giveaway, Guy, the Beagle. Meghan spoke movingly about his passing back in January 2025, yet in this special, he's happily running around the kitchen like nothing ever happened. That means that under the guise of a magical Christmas 2025, they're quietly serving up old footage that's been gathering dust on a shelf. As Kyle would reasonably point out, maybe Netflix is just stretching out old material to try to recoup their investment somehow. And let's get straight to the main course. Prince Harry's appearance. The writers probably thought he would save this disaster, but the exact opposite happened. Bam! 5 minutes before the end, Harry suddenly pops up on screen. And Meghan, with shining eyes, shows her beloved husband a salad loaded with everything he hates: beets, olives, fennel, anchovies, and pickled vegetables, and lists it all off on camera with obvious delight, as if she were reading out his personal phobias. "Oh, you guys, I think Harry's really scared right now," Butters would quietly remark. Harry awkwardly tries to mumble something in response, but there's no stopping Meghan now. She switches into full mommy mode. Just picture this: a grown, balding 40-year-old man standing there while his wife, with a beaming smile, explains that spicy food makes her little Pookie sweat and that he loves eating the soup her mom makes. She says all this as if she's talking about a toddler who just got off the potty, not her husband. Cartman would definitely lose it at this point and scream, "Are you guys serious? I get trolled my whole life for farting every time I eat broccoli, but here's a literal prince living on a mommy-said-so schedule, and that's fine." But let's take a break from Harry for a second and look at the holiday atmosphere itself. Visually, they're desperately trying to shove a fairy tale down our throats. A perfect tree, a spotless kitchen, and a model hostess in perfectly matched shades of beige. But turn off the Christmas filter, and you immediately see that this warm family celebration is missing both the kids and Meghan's own parents. In fact, her father is lying in a hospital bed on the other side of the world, while his daughter is busy showing us how to make Christmas crackers. Yeah, seriously. Meghan, with a totally straight face, shows off Christmas crackers as if they're some unique treasure she supposedly saved from her time in the UK. The same woman who publicly burned every bridge with the royal family is now desperately clinging to any scrap just to remind us, "Hey, I'm still a duchess. I have a title." Kyle definitely wouldn't hold back here. "Make up your mind. Either you're a victim who escaped from hell, or you're the keeper of British traditions." But let's get back to the show. Instead of relatives, we see two of Meghan's best friends wearing identical red pajamas. They marvel at her every move, and you get the feeling these aren't people from her past at all, but enablers straight out of a casting database. No shared memories, no real intimacy, just an endless stream of, "Meghan, this is so beautiful. Meghan, you're so talented." This isn't a cozy girls' Christmas get-together. It's a stage production where the extras have been handed a script that basically says, "Do not outshine the hostess under any circumstances." This is a one-woman show where the only real character is her own ego. Everyone else exists merely as temporary scenery around it. And here, Cartman definitely wouldn't hold back. Dude, being an egomaniac is my thing. And the appearance of tennis star Naomi Osaka as a guest is especially interesting. A multiple-time champion, a sports superstar. Yet on screen, she sits there looking like someone who forgot to check what she signed up for, giving one-word answers and seeming totally detached. Meghan, meanwhile, acts as if she's talking to a random passerby. She can't pronounce her daughter's name correctly and completely ignores her guest's achievements. But the moment Naomi mentions that she designs her own outfits for Nike, there's this heavy pause in the air. You can see it on Meghan's face. She suddenly realizes that a woman with actual accomplishments has entered the room, not just background scenery. And here, Kyle whispers to Cartman, "Remember, dude, never invite someone who's actually achieved something on your show. They'll instantly steal the spotlight and become the real star." Of course, Meghan couldn't resist sharing some of her signature advice. She ceremoniously brings out her advent calendar and explains that she hides special little things inside, leaving personal notes for the kids in each pocket. But instead of fun jokes or warm memories, there are mantras like, "You are so kind," "You are so brave," and "I love you because you are so..." It's obvious these affirmations are aimed at Lily because, according to Meghan, the only things that seem to exist in Archie's world are burgers and the color red. So this isn't a kid's calendar. It's a daily checklist for the perfect daughter, where mom is literally programming her into who she's supposed to be. Kyle is already scoffing. Maybe she's writing those notes to herself, not to Lily? And the cherry on top is the gift for the 4-year-old, a lavender roll-on deodorant. Meghan sweetly explains that Lily really loves playing grown-up lady right now. But it looks weird. Not a doll, not a toy, but a deodorant for a kid who's still in preschool. Meghan's probably afraid her daughter will end up in the same awkward situation she did. Cartman laughs, hinting at the famous sweat-stain photos the internet has been laughing about for years. It's clear why Netflix released this old footage. Not for a warm Christmas, but to quietly close the book on the Hollywood princess fairy tale. The public is tired, and this isn't a triumphant finale. It's a final report on a flop. As Stan would say, "You know what, guys? Sometimes karma writes scripts way harsher than any writers ever could." All right, that's it for this breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel. Drop a comment below and let me know what you honestly think about this holiday special. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.